was early morning. Wine was standing in the kitchen preparing breakfast. Wine and her grandma lived at Jungkook's house because of his insistence. Wine was busy cooking when she felt strong hand grip her waist. She instantly knew who it was. Jungkook, love, you are awake? Jungkook only replied with a hum. Alright, go freshen up. Breakfast is ready. I will set it on the table. Jungkook again just replied with a hum and buried his face deeper into Wine's neck, placing a gentle kiss there. Winey, my morning kisses. Wine turned towards him, gave him a kiss and said, You already got a kiss this morning. I did? I just woke up, he spoke innocently. Wasn't it you kissing my whole face early in the morning? Wine teased him, smiling playfully. Were you awake? He asked, surprised, pulling Wine closer. I was not awake, but your constant kisses woke me up, she replied with innocence. Jungkook leaned in to kiss her, but stopped at her words. Wait, Jungkook, someone might come. She placed her hand on his lip, stopping him from going further, but Jungkook just started kissing her hand anyway. Wine smiled, then hugged JK tighter, while JK did the same. Both stayed like this in each other's arm, with their eyes closed, feeling each other's presence. Minutes later, they pulled away and looked at each other, emotion filling their eyes, then again attached their lips. Jungkook lifted Wine up and she wrapped her legs around his waist in surprise. Jungkook turned off the stove and carried Wine toward the bedroom. Jungkook, breakfast, she stammered between his kisses. I'm having my breakfast. He continued walking toward the bedroom while kissing her. A little while later, Jungkook and Wine were now sitting at the table having breakfast. They had been sitting there for more than 10 minutes, and throughout those 10 minutes, Wine kept saying that she didn't want to eat more or she would be late for university. Jungkook, however, was stubborn and insisted that if she was going, she would go only after eating. This led to a small cute fight in the morning. Jungkook, that's it, I'm full. Without listening, Jungkook put another bite into her mouth because she had already said that around 20 times. I'm telling you now, no one will say anything to you. No, you do not understand. There is a new teacher and he is very strict, she said with big round eyes, and Jungkook let out a sigh. Oh, fine, just finished a little bit more of this breakfast and then we will go, baby. Wine just nodded, knowing if she didn't listen to Jungkook, he had get upset. After finishing breakfast, Jungkook dropped Wine at university and then went to his office. He had joined the office only a few months ago. Time skip. Hey Wine, what is the problem? If you miss Jungkook, just call him. How many times do I have to tell you? She glared at Wine. No, he is probably busy right now. I do not want to disturb him, she said with great innocence. Then just sit quietly. If I hear your voice again, I am going to dump all this lunch on you. She pointed at Wine. Okay, why are you getting angry? Before Wine could say anything else, a boy came over and said, Hello, Wine, he said softly, mumbling to herself. Oh no, he is here again. I am going to smash this glass over his head. She turned toward him with a fake smile. Yes, tell me, what problem do you have now? Please, Wine, just listen to me. I promise I will not bother you again. he said with great innocence. He was a new student who had joined the university a month ago, and his name was Rehan. He liked Wine at first sight and fell for her so much that he followed her everywhere, whether in the hallways, the ground, or the canteen. There was not a single place in the university where he didn't go after her. One day, he even proposed to Wine, but obviously she rejected him. She kept this secret from Jungkook because she knew if he found out, he would not spare that boy. How many times have I told you? Before she could finish, Maliha said, Wine, just listen to him once. He has been following you for a while now. Talk to him and clear everything up. Wine sighed deeply. Okay, but this is the last time, remember, or else I will complain to the principal, she said with a cold face. Rehan quickly nodded and she started walking ahead, while Rehan following behind. JK sat in his office, staring at his laptop screen, but his mind was somewhere else. All he could think about was Wine and how much he missed her laughter and smile. Even though they had seen each other in the morning, he still felt a deep longing for her presence. He sighed, realizing he could not focus on work anymore. I can't keep doing this. I need to see her again. It feels like forever since we spent time together. He quickly closed his laptop and grabbed his jacket. JK smiled slightly. Just a quick visit to the university. It will make my day better. As he thought about Wine, he felt a rush of excitement. He wanted to surprise her and see her smile again. I hope she is there. I can't wait to see her face light up. Determined to make her day special, he headed to the university, feeling a warm joy growing inside him. He thought about how much he loved being with her, and how her presence always made everything better. But his happiness didn't last long. As soon as JK entered the hallway, he saw Wine going upstairs with a boy. At first, he was very surprised, but that surprise quickly turned into anger. His face turned red with rage, and he followed them. On the other side, as soon as Wine reached the rooftop, they stood facing each other. Yes, speak quickly. You only have 15 minutes, she said in a cold voice. Wine, as you know, I love you very much. I have tried hard to make you love me back, but maybe it's just not meant to be. Here is a small gift. Will you accept it? I brought it with a lot of love. Please do not refuse it. If you do not want it, you can throw it away or give it to someone else. It's enough for me if you just accept this gift. He said all of this in one breath without listening to Wine, without knowing the two angry eyes were watching everything. Look, I can't accept this gift. Please give it to someone else who deserves it. I appreciate your feelings, but trust me, you can find someone better than me, she said in a cold voice. I do not know if I can find someone better than you or not. But remember, you are the most precious person in my life. You are my first and last love. Can I hug you just once? Before Wine could say anything else, Rehan pulled her into a hug. But the next moment he was on the ground, growing in pain, because Jungkook had punched him in the face. How dare you touch my Wine? He shouted angrily, getting ready to hit the guy again. But before he could do anything, Wine stepped in front of him. Jungkook, please, it's not what you think. She stood in front of him, trying to stop him. How could he have the nerve to touch you? I will kill him. His anger was not coming down at all. Wine quickly signaled for the guy, Rehan, to leave and he ran away immediately. Jungkook, my love, please relax. He only come here to talk to me. How could you even be with him here? He yelled and grabbed her arm tightly in anger. You are hurting me. Tears filled her eyes from the pain, and seeing this, Jungkook's anger suddenly faded. He immediately pulled her into a hug. I'm sorry, Wine. Please forgive me. You know I love you so much. I can't stand anyone looking at you. He pulled her closer and kissed her gently on the forehead. After a moment, they both pulled back and looked into each other's eyes. Please don't cry. It hurts my heart to see you like this. He attached his lip against her and they started kissing deeply. Their kisses were soft and passionate, filled with the love they had for each other. Jungkook cupped Wine's face with both hands and he deepened the kiss, making it more intense. Wine melted into the kiss, feeling safe and loved. After a long moment, they pulled back slightly, their foreheads touching. Jungkook whispered, You mean everything to me. I love you so much. Before leaning in for another kiss, this time even more passionate. Wine wrapped her arms around his neck and they lost themselves in each other, forgetting everything else around them. Each kiss was filled with promise of love and protection, as they held each other tightly, knowing that nothing could come between them. Jungkook held Wine close, feeling calm just by having her near. He gently brushed his thumb across her cheek, wiping away her last tear. You are the most important person in my life, Wine. Just thinking of someone trying to come between us make me lose control, he softly said with so much love. I know, Jungkook. I only want you. No one else matters to me. She placed her hand on his chest, feeling his heartbeat steady under her touch. He leaned down, pressing a gentle kiss to her forehead, then her nose and finally her lips. This time, his kiss was soft but lasted longer, like he didn't want to let go. They stayed like this, sharing their little kisses and quiet laughter, feeling closer and more at ease. After a moment, Jungkook pulled Wine more her into a tight hug. Promise me, if anyone ever bothers you, you will tell me right away. He looked into her eyes, serious but filled with warmth. I promise. She nodded her head and kissed his cheek to show she meant it. Jungkook smiled, a playful look in his eyes, and leaned close to her ear, whispering, Good, because now that I have you, I am never letting you go. He kissed her neck softly, making her blush. Wine laughed quietly, her finger tangling in his hair as he pulled her closer, his kisses turning from soft to more passionate. They both felt lost in the moment, like time had stopped, and all that mattered was their love, filling the space around them with warmth and happiness. After some days, Wine was laying on the sofa, waiting for Jungkook's call because she was in the UK at that time. Her grandmother had come to the UK to meet some relatives, so Wine had to come along even though she didn't want to. JK also wanted to come, but he couldn't because of a project. He made Wine promise that she would come back to Korea in just a few days. Wine is now laying on the sofa in the living room and calling her boyfriend with a bright smile on her face. On phone, Yeah, I miss you. That smile vanished as she pouted. I missed you so much, baby. Not more than me. Of course, more than you. And I want to hug you so badly. Wine smiled. Me too. I want to kiss you, baby. Ush, don't start the romance already. I really want to kiss you now. Ush, don't start the romance already. Why? I really want to kiss you, love. Yeah, let me first ask how your day was. Give me a kiss, then I will tell you. Cook? Wine smiled, shaking her head. Why are you always like this? Like what? I love you, JK smiled. I love you more, so give me a kiss, baby. What if I say no? Then I will come there and kiss you until you are out of breath. Wine felt butterfly in her stomach, like always. Oh, really? What? You do not believe me? No. Really? Wine was about to say something but stopped when she heard the doorbell. 1 minute, cook. Someone is here. Who could be at this hour? How would I know? Let me check. Wine went to the door and opened it, only to be stunned, her eyes wide as she saw her love. Yes, it was Jungkook, standing there, holding a bright smile on his face, with the phone still at his ear. Wine could barely believe what she was saying. Cook, she managed to say, while Jungkook nodded. I can kiss you now, right? Wine shook her head, then practically jumped into his arm, hugging him tightly. JK also put his back on the floor, then hugged his love bag even tighter. Both their eyes became teary with happiness as they held each other, like they had not seen each other in years, even though it had only been 2 days, which felt like an eternity to them. I missed you, she said in a cracked voice as JK smiled and gently caressed her hair. I missed you so much, Wine. That's why I am here. I just had to see you, no matter what. Wine smiled and hugged Jungkook even tighter, and Jungkook did the same. They stayed like that in each other's arms, eyes closed, feeling each other's presence. Minutes later, they pulled back slightly and looked at each other's emotion, feeling their gaze. How are you? He cupped her face with one hand. Super happy right now, JK smiled. Why didn't you tell me you were coming? It's called a surprise. Wine smiled and held JK's hand. Come inside already. Both entered the apartment and Wine closed the door. JK looked around as he walked to the living room and then sat down on the sofa. Wine sitting beside him. You have no idea how much I missed you. She rested her head on his shoulder, enjoying the closeness she had missed. JK putting an arm around her. I know, love, I missed you just as much. Maybe even more. He gently kissed her forehead. Wine smiling. Now that you are here, I am not letting you go for a long time. That's fine with me. I do not want to live anyway, said with so much love. They left softly, the loneliness of the first 2 days fading away as they enjoyed each other's company. They shared everything that had happened in the previous 2 days and smiled, feeling happy and complete, just being together. After some years, it was a calm night. Jungkook was sitting on the couch, having just returned from the office a little while ago. While Wine was busy making dinner, suddenly a cute little boy came running down while shouting, Daddy, Daddy! He was coming down from upstairs, calling for his father. Sunho was Jungkook and Wine's 5-year-old son, full of mischief and exactly like his dad when he was angry. Yes, my son, Daddy is in the TV room. He called out from there as Sunho jumped into Jungkook's lap. "Daddy, do you know?" He hid his face in Jungkook's neck and said, "No, my son, please tell me." Jungkook said with immense affection, "Today, Mama didn't let me eat chocolate. She is not good, Mama. Daddy, bring me another Mama." He said with innocent eyes. This was their daily routine. Whenever Jungkook came home, Sunho would narrate everything that happened during the day, and Jungkook would listen to his little boy's complaints with love. If Jungkook loved anyone after wine, it was definitely Sunho. If wine was his breath, then Sunho was his heartbeat. "Okay, my son, I will go to find out that why your mama scolded you." He kissed Sunho on the forehead. "I will bring you another mommy, but you have to promise not to tell anyone," he whispered in Sunho's ear, and they both giggled together. "Jungkook, if you do not want to sleep outside today, just go quietly and freshen up. And Sunho, you also go do your homework, or you will not get any dessert," she said from the kitchen. As soon as they heard that, both boys disappeared like little ghosts, and wild laughter echoed in the air. A little later, Jungkook came downstairs wearing a black shirt and jeans, looking extremely handsome. When he reached the dining area, he saw one standing inside the table. He pulled her close with one hand and started kissing her. At first, Wine was surprised, but as soon as she realized what was happening, she kissed him back. After a long kiss, they pulled away and started catching their breath. "I miss you so much. I love you, Wine." He gave a soft kiss on her lips. "I love you too," she replied, looking into his eyes. Jungkook leaned in to kiss her again. They were so lost in each other that they didn't even notice when Sunho came back and started watching them. After a long kiss, they snapped back to reality when they heard Sunho's voice. Wine shyly hid her face in Jungkook's neck. "Wow, mommy, you and daddy kiss really nicely," he said with innocent admiration, causing both Wine and Jungkook to burst into laughter. "You little rascal, come here." Jungkook picked up Sunho and placed him on the table, giving both him and Wine kisses on their heads. The three of them hugged each other, completing their little family. With Wine in Jungkook's life, they loved each other deeply. They were willing to give their lives for one another, and now, with their little angel Sunho, their life had become even more beautiful and would always be that way.